would say cupcakes are typically taller than Big Macs.
What a dumb conversation. I'm sorry. I apologize. I can promise you we're the only podcast in America comparing cupcake height to Big Mac height. I had a sense of responsibility last night.
Apparently.
And somebody wanted to...
Somebody didn't.
Somebody wanted to tie that mid-November one on.
Wanted to relive the old glory days.
Hey, honey, you want to go down to a local club and get our dance on? No, Steve, it's 10:30. We should go home. Come on!
So this probably didn't go well for me. I have not looked at the poll results.
You'll have to stay tuned.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come on.
Listen, I was on radio for a little bit. That's a tease.
All right. Back once again. This might be a record setter today.
Well, I don't know. It would have been if we started when we got here.
Sure. You know, when you got here a half hour ago.
Yeah, I arrived, I believe, 40 minutes ago.
There is no 40-minute time frame that we can't completely waste.
From clipping Instagram videos or whatever we did.
Yeah, that was bad.
To now, I can't even tell you what we did this morning.
I don't know. Well, we did spend a little bit of time uploading some new stuff.
Whoa, hang on.
Hold on.
Hang on, Steve. My God, do you have...
Yeah, this is big news. Breaking news this morning from the Steve and Kyle podcast artwork headquarters. Okay.
You know what? Hit it again. The music. Listen, we're dealing with different audio outputs.
Here we go. Breaking news from the Steve and Kyle podcast merch store headquarters. We have new merch in the store as part of the Constantine collection, Radioville. All right, it cut me off a bit, but hey, that's a bit. That's all right.
We need a clock. Now, listen. What we're working with here. We've shown you images, and eventually, what I want to do. I told you, Steve. I want to take a. Eventually, I'd like to do a video of like a walk around. What we're recording in every week. Mm-hmm. Like a quick tour.
We've never really done that.
A quick tour of the digs, if you will.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to get to in here.
We got blue walls. We got green walls.
Yeah. We've got some windows.
A couple windows, yeah, with like blankets hanging up in front of them.
Yeah.
Which I can't believe that I've lived here for 2 years. We didn't put them up. Those are not ours.
No?
No, those, especially the one with the massive cobweb hanging off of it. Those have been here for... the 2 years we've been here, most likely much longer than that.
Right.
This room has not been touched. This is kind of the, we have an extra bed, throw it in the downstairs room.
Yep.
What do we do with the couch? Throw it in the downstairs room. How about that chair? Downstairs room.
Yeah.
So this room this is the room that time forgot down here.
Yeah, and so what we're dealing with, we've only discussed it in small and quick overtures, so I'd like to do a walkthrough of what we're recording in. But every week, something different arises, and lately it's been Steve's computer. Nothing wrong with Steve's computer. It's just technical mumbo-jumbo. So we're mishmashing audio inputs and outputs. Now we've got cables running all across our laps. Steve's holding like a three-forked plug into the ceiling right now just so we have a light.
Right.
There's a lot of things that we're dealing with. So right there, Steve, I'm going to let you off the hook because I feel like you ran out of time because we're running the intro music off of my computer.
Yes.
And it wasn't fading, which you're used to being able to fade.
Yep. In 170-some episodes, it's always run off of my computer. I think this is the first, maybe second time we've run it off of yours. So everything's weird, even though I know it doesn't sound like a big deal, but when you're creatures of habit like we are, it's a different thing. It's a different beast.
But when you're also at your side gig, I've been there. Mm-hmm. You guys have, when you play one of those snippets, it has a timer on it.
Yeah.
While you're watching it. We've had that sound clip on your iPad
years.
And we use it not often, but occasionally enough then at some point we should either have written down or something.
Hey, it's like
how long
it's a 10-second gap.
This is how long you have to talk before the out part of the music hits. We have yet to do anything like that. It's a total guess.
Yeah, we're not going to either.
I think it adds to the quality of our work.
It does. I mean, keeps us honest. Keeps us not too polished. We don't want to be sounding too professional here.
Well, and speaking of quality product and being able to include that, like you mentioned, Steve, new artwork there at the merch shop.
That's right.
And by new artwork, I mean artwork that's been sitting in the email inbox for upwards of 60 days.
It's been we checked. The email was sent on, I think, September 17th or something.
Yeah.
And, my excuse is that was 4 days before my daughter was born. What's your excuse?
September 16th.
Yeah, we're just... Things have been a little hectic around broadcast headquarters for the last few months. So, Nikki, forgive us for our delay. But now this was back in probably August that we talked about... I don't even remember the context of Radioville at this point. I remember it was a very depressing. It was a very depressing town where
you work,
where radio once was king, and now the winds of change have blown through that town. I believe there are tumbleweeds blowing down the street.
Yep.
Was there a person with a bucket on his foot, or was that simply? Kyle.
That is, I believe that's so Kyle. Let me try to describe to you. Let me pull it up really quick here. The description of Radioville that was so captured so beautifully by Nikki, and that is the newest artwork posted again at steveandkyle.com/merch.
By the way, because we felt so terribly about not uploading this in a much quicker manner, Nikki has her own collection on steveandkyle.com/merch.
Yeah.
This is Radioville is now part of the Constantine collection, which just sounds so regal.
And it's
fancy.
currently one deep.
Yeah.
But as she sends she has a Johnny the Duck and Lisa that we can post.
Yeah.
She has a rendition of the surfer hitting the pier. She has
that one. We have shirts of that.
Yep. She has a rendition of the Corn Man.
Yep.
And
the one that she did send that we probably won't be uploading will be...
Never. That is shirts 1 and 2 of 2. That's where those end.
Of Kyle's hero. Kyle's favorite librarian.
That's better.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Try explaining this podcast to somebody using just the idea that Lee Harvey Oswald had a bad day.
Yeah. 59 years ago, or 56 years ago yesterday.
56 years ago yesterday. Happy anniversary,
No,
Lee.
I don't think that people
You don't say that?
No one has ever said
is that
happy anniversary on November 22nd.
Is that close to James Brolin on the radio saying happy 9/11?
Yeah.
Is that my moment? Am I going to be canceled now?
It's not great. I don't feel like I handled it nearly as well as those radio hosts did, where they just said, wait, what?
Yeah.
Happy 9/11? No, we don't say that.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to respond to that. But back to the matter at hand, Steve. We have our rendition of Radioville posted, the first issuing of the Constantine collection at steveandkyle.com/merch. I'm looking at it right now, and it is, as described, the sign of Radioville with the E broken off, population crossed out, and the population is now 1. And that 1 is Steve.
I'm the only one?
Walking down the road with a huge beard and a peg leg.
Oh, that's right. I knew there was something messed up with the legs or the feet. But okay, peg leg. I'll take peg leg. Bucket foot is obviously yours.
We've got a real issue with putting handicaps on people. I don't know why, and I don't think we're doing it. I don't. It's not that I don't think. I know we're not doing it offensively.
No,
for me, it adds to the humor that Steve has had such a battle to survive in Radioville. Mm-hmm. He lost a leg.
Yeah,
and he's the only one who made
things were so rough. Things were so bad in the radio industry that my leg either fell off or was removed.
So that is posted again at steveandkyle.com/merch. Go ahead and start your Christmas shopping as you see fit. Also being posted, will be posted by the time you're listening to this, is the newest, very timely, very seasonal Philip collection, and that is the Stevel and Vile horror cast. And now it doesn't say horror cast on it, but the Stevel and Vile logo that he designed with some blood dripping that should have been posted again 2 months ago. And here we are, the week before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Posting these now, so be sure to check those out at the merch shop.
Do you think that we should separate, because I know that our store, the only original, like Steve and Kyle original artwork is our logo.
And again, that's the logo that you spent. Now, this was rehashed last night via text. How long did you spend on the logo that currently resides on every one of our podcatcher avenues that you can find? This is what represents us across the world.
Probably 6 hours. Maybe 8 hours.
Now, when this came out, I didn't intend to, make you feel bad. Part of me thought it was joking. So I found it funny that when I took the photograph you used, and I was on my phone and I swiped to find the cartoon filter, and it did the exact same thing.
Yeah, instantly.
Without any of the work.
Are you still trying to make me feel bad? Because it's working.
No, I think it. Listen, we're 180 in. That piece of dog feces still
come on now.
Still represents us from here to oblivion. And you know what? To maybe catch up with the conversation we were having before we started recording in the 45 minutes we could have been recording, maybe that's why the downloads are down.
Could be. The logo, you think that it's finally catching up with us?
What do you think is holding us back? Like, is it the outside appearance? Like, is it like if you're walking down the street and you're, I have grocery store A and I have grocery store B. Yeah. And grocery store A is on the left and it has, a wooden sign on the front with faded spray paint saying, Bill's Groceries. And on the right is a well-lit, shiny light with parking lot lights and actual automatic opening doors. You're going to go into the one on the right.
So you're thinking that what you're saying is the old podcast may need a fresh coat of paint.
180 in, I think the conversation deserves to be had.
I think we have had this conversation, and we opened it up so listeners could submit our new logos, and here we are. Well,
I would be... listen... we have logo.
You thinking
options.
of like hiring an outside firm?
Not a chance in hell. It's not in the budget.
Okay.
What I'm thinking is there's a beautiful kind of a rendition of the Cheers logo that was made by our friend Zach.
Yeah, that was nice.
In that font that we could simply use. That doesn't.
Was that the one where you were Bebop or Rocksteady?
We would not use the one with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle villain on it.
Okay.
I feel like we would use simply the one with the text on it because Zach has been really busy and has not put my actual face on an updated version of that logo.
Take your time, Zach. No rush, at least from my end.
Yeah, your face is beautifully cartooned on there.
Yeah.
No issue at all. It's just my stupid mug that is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles villain.
It's beautiful. I'm looking at it right now.
But no,
Steve and Bebop, it is titled in the merch store.
I would love to include or to update the logo a little bit. I don't want to step on any toes.
I kind of think we use Piano Pals.
We could use that too, but it has to say Steve and Kyle on it, right?
Obviously, get rid of Piano Pals and change it to the Steve and Kyle podcast.
I would have used the I don't even want to say it because I don't want to get sued. I would have used the comic strip version of ourselves that was created by Philip. And that I listen, I'm selfish in this regard. It was the greatest issue and greatest homage of all time. And Steve, don't say anything because it is currently on the merch store, just not for sale in the public.
Oh, really? It is?
Well, I got to buy my own one. I've just been meaning to do it. I re-uploaded it because I don't care. What are they going to do? Sue me? Maybe.
I like the there's the Dan Patrick style one.
Yep.
I really like that one, the caricature where I couldn't look more like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, there is some really neat artwork up there. There's some of the more recent stuff, Steve, is the We're number 1187 to celebrate our rise on the podcast charts.
Yep.
There is, and now, like we mentioned, the Stevel, or the horror cast. That'll be up there. The Side Gig Show. Tune in to SteveandKyle.com. You've got a couple of hot takes from Kyle's shirt. The Beach Patrol I Need to Buy, that was made by Zach. That's beautiful as well. So yeah, there's a ton of items there.
I like the Conflict Manager one.
I still need to buy that too.
I forgot about that one, and we have it available in bright yellow too.
It shouldn't be just available in bright yellow. It needs to be only sold in bright yellow.
That's Conflict Manager in big print, and then I joined for the free pizza. So yeah, listen, if you have maybe a little rendition of the logo, send it along. We'd love to, and maybe we can swap them out occasionally. I don't think it's that hard, is it? I don't think so.
We can swap those out as we go along. Maybe a little, like you described it, Steve, a little fresh coat of paint. Of course, on the podcast.
Oh, of course, the 100% pure Americana one, where it's an eagle that has a New York Yankees logo tattooed on his chest, wearing a bandana, and a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, with a grenade in its left wing, a piece of pizza in its right wing, holding a shark. Yeah. The Steve and Kyle podcast, 100% pure Americana. That one is available at SteveandKyle.com/merch. It is, we're gearing up for the holidays here. Big holiday sale going on our Redbubble store. So get there today and get those orders in.
Yeah, they be sure to check that out. Everybody on the fourth annual Steve and Kyle podcast, Cloak and Dagger non-denominational Winter Solstice Gift Exchange, would love of their very own piece of Steve and Kyle merch from the merch store.
Looking at Redbubble right now, if you buy 2 notebooks, you get 15% off.
What a horrible deal. Like,
I mean, notebooks.
Like, who's like, oh, God, I'm in the market for 4 notebooks. I better go check Redbubble. Like, how stupid.
I guess they gotta put stuff on sale from time to time.
Yeah, I have a feeling this week will be... they'll run deals, like Black Friday-ish deals.
Yeah, speaking of the 4th annual Steve and Kyle podcast Cloak and Dagger non-denominational Winter Solstice Gift Exchange.
Rolls off the tongue.
We have set records this year.
Yes, we have.
The most people that have ever been involved in the 4-year history. Granted, the first 2 years were simply 2 people taking part.
Correct.
But since last year... This is the most that we've had involved in it, and like blown away at the amount of people that almost double what we had last year.
Yeah,
which is great. I think we started promoting it a little earlier this year, so that probably helped us out.
Yeah, we were a little more on the ball. So yeah, again, you do have. It's just this week. This is going to be the last episode you'll hear before the deadline to get entered. Early next week, we're going to start sending out names to everybody who has entered, and then it will be on you to send a gift, preferably wrapped, to that person or individual who you have received as your gift exchange recipient in the $10 to $20 range. Don't go too crazy. And again, Steve, I know we harp on it. I just don't want it to fall beneath it. Don't feel bad if it's on the $10 side.
That's fine.
That doesn't matter. This is for the idea that there's this community of the number of people we have so far willing to do this is already astronomical and a beautiful thing to see. And I love being able to watch it. And be a part of it. That's the point of this. That's the spirit of this.
It's the holiday season, man.
Yeah.
It's not about the gifts that are under the tree. It's about the thought that went into those gifts.
Yeah, and I know there's some really creative people out there that listen to this program because we usually beg them to do our work for us. Yeah. That's like Philip, that's Zach. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who are
Nikki
creative.
With Radioville. Maybe Nikki. Oh, if Nikki gets involved, she could. I'm not sure if she's on the list or not, but she could do like a custom print of Radioville,
right?
And like autograph it and send it out.
There's a lot of options.
one of 5, like we did with our posters.
Yeah, the Van Wert posters that we shipped out.
Yeah, they're still sitting in that box.
We need to give those away.
Yeah. Maybe, since we'll have a bunch of addresses, maybe we can just throw them in the mail and send them to...
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Buy some tubes, or just fold them in 4, put them in an envelope.
Now I'll just save I'll save like a paper towel tube, stuff it in there.
So now we need to wait for you and I. Hang on, Steve. One second here. Let me see how many of these we have left.
Yeah, it's a lot of paper towels we have to go through.
Yeah, that's... Oh, boy.
I remember there being at least like 5 or 6, right?
You're undershooting it by about half.
Okay.
Huh. All right.
So can we say officially right now on this episode that 10 random people, or however many we have, 10, 11, 12, 9, whatever, that many people will receive a random one in the mail, which will not be part of, that is not a gift from your gift exchange partner. That's coming straight from us.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No? So you're not committing to it?
No, I don't want to give these things away.
I mean, they cost us like...
Nobody... Listen,
did they? I don't even remember how that...
That was a nightmare because I was going online. You just simply walked into Kinko's.
Oh, that's right.
And you got them for like 80 cents.
Yeah. You're like, good news. It's only going to cost us $300, and they'll be here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, what? I don't know what happened.
Hold on a second. Yeah. Cancel that order. And 15 minutes later, sent you a message with it. Look, sometimes, Kyle, you got to shop local. I mean, I know that you're Johnny Amazon over there.
I am.
But sometimes you got to support the little man. You know, FedEx.
FedEx Kinko's.
That's Freddie FedEx, of course, lives right here in town.
Jimmy Kinko. They combined forces. Long-time rivals came together as partners.
Yeah, I mean, as famous as the relationship of Smith and Wesson, Thunder and Mifflin.
All the greatest mergers in history that you're referencing. So, we can do that. We can throw those out. Simply just start moving things around in this studio of ours, which only seems to gain stuff we don't need.
It sure does. I did a little cleaning out.
Doesn't gain things we actually need, like food.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're just peppermint patty heavy nowadays. Maybe we need to barter. I got
some Frizzies.
I got some Frizzies hair product.
That's been used by my brother, our brother, and you.
And me.
Yeah. Pretty.
I'll throw it on today. Maybe I'll throw it on for tonight, Steve.
Oh, boy. Are we talking about this?
I think we got to talk about it.
Let's do it.
I wanted to do this as a bit of a... Well, it will be a surprise because this episode doesn't come out until Tuesday.
Yep. Now, I somewhat mentioned this on the radio show earlier in the week.
Yeah, of course.
Mentioned that I was going to this, but it
shocked.
wasn't mentioned as a podcast thing. But I did get a...
what's a podcast? And then you walk out of the room.
No, I got a couple of responses from listeners yesterday who will also be at the event that we are going to be at tonight.
So we've got to meet radio show listeners?
Yeah.
Okay, not interested.
I'm assuming, just because of the massive popularity of this podcast, that they will be, that they know us from that first and foremost.
Yeah, I'm much less interested than I was 45 seconds ago in this possible interaction tonight. Now, you didn't give away, like, locations of where we'll be or anything, like in terms of in the building.
To the person that emailed, he had said, "Oh, we're in section whatever. Okay. Where are you going to be?" And I didn't. I was pretty sure that it was like section 104 or something. So I sent him a message and told him that's where we'd be.
Goody. Can't wait to have this.
But
you remember when Joe did that? Hey. You remember when Freebeer said that one thing about balls? And it's going to be me sitting there trying, Steve, to enjoy WWE Live.
Oh, yeah. The Rock, Stone Cold.
All the big hitters.
Mankind.
Undertaker,
of course. Rowdy Roddy Piper.
The British Bulldog.
Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Sting
is going to be there.
Owen Hart.
The one to... Oh, boy. China.
British Bulldog. Was it Davey Boy Smith? Oh, yeah. Tonight, I have been working on this. I would love to know when, because I think it was about a year ago, Steve. One of my Fast Fives was WWE SmackDown, because it was announced that for, I think, the first time in maybe ever, this October, so 2019, they were moving to network television in a deal with Fox TV. And so they started on live TV on Fox on Friday nights this October. And I asked you, will you go? Because it's now a Friday night. It's it's not a Monday or a Tuesday, and they come to town. And you said, absolutely, you'd go. And it's not a live TV event tonight, but it's a wrestling show nonetheless. So, Steve, I ask you, when was the last time you probably watched wrestling on TV in your life?
The last time that I watched it, other than just wrestling's on.
Yeah, not like flipping through
appointment viewing.
I don't even know about that, but the last time, even if you saw it on, you stopped and you watched it for 5 minutes or longer.
It has been, I bet, 18 years.
And listen, so, I don't think there's anything.
A child born the day that I last watched wrestling would be
can smoke.
Yeah, can smoke and serve in the military now.
Yep, those are the two. So it's been that long before the prodigal son returns tonight here at a WWE show that you and I are going to attend.
We are. Now, this is because you sent a text yesterday saying, so what merch are you going to be wearing?
Yeah. What wrestler you throwing on the old shoulders?
Now, you no doubt have a bunch of options.
I've got a bunch. Do you want me to send you pictures and then provide you one?
I don't, but I think what I want to do is, because there will no doubt be merch tables everywhere, right? I think what I want to do is set aside I bet for $30 I can get a shirt, right? Like a T-shirt.
I think that's probably the going rate, which is silly because it's cheaper on their online store, and you'd figure it should be cheaper at the events. But
so what I want to do is I want to somehow randomize things. So I just have this money set aside, and then we spin a wheel or do a random number generator.
Okay, I'm in.
And we determine what based on what number pops up, because normally when you're at a concert or at an event like that, monster trucks or whatever, you're standing there at the merch line, and they have T-shirt A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So when you get up to the front, it's I'll take A and a medium. I think that's what I want to do.
So tonight we're gonna get there on time because we can't miss any of the show.
Right, of course. Starts at 7:30.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna go up the escalator. And they're going to have their big merch section right there. And so, do we narrow it down? Or is it literally just everything? Because I don't want it to be that's a design that is ridiculous, more ridiculous than the other. Or are we just going to do every one?
Well, I think that because I'm sure that there's no doubt other stuff than shirts.
Yeah,
I want a shirt.
Yep.
So we'll narrow it down. So there's no chance of me getting the coffee mug or whatever.
Yeah, or gloves.
Yeah, I want shirt. Mm-hmm. Probably short sleeve if we can narrow it down a little bit.
Yeah. I think we pick 5 to 8 T-shirt designs.
I'm willing to spend upwards of $40.
I don't think you have to spend that much. Okay. I think it's 30.
Well, I'll have that set aside.
Sure. Okay. I can't wait.
And then
I've got a pick.
So what we do is we can go online. You just pull up random number generator, and you tell it the beginning number and the end number. So if there's 15 designs, if they have designs 1 through 15, you put in 1 through 15, and then you hit the button, and it'll randomly draw a number for you. Whatever shows up is the shirt that I have to get. And not only get it, change into it immediately, and represent that person.
I think you won't be out of place. I think you go in a wife beater.
Okay,
you'll fit in.
All right,
you'll be fine, and you throw that shirt on over it.
Okay, so I'm just wearing a wife beater.
Yep. Well, you can wear the jacket. It's cold out. We're in middle Michigan.
We're going out and grabbing a drink beforehand too.
Supposedly.
I'm still
not happy about this. We'll get to that.
Well, we don't have to go to the
Oh no!
It doesn't have to be at that. Specific
it's
place.
almost fortuitous that we would return. We'll get to that here in a little bit. So okay, we're going to do that. We're going to do the T-shirt carousel tonight for Steve. So to get your first ever wrestling merch.
First
I
ever.
didn't know if when you were a kid maybe you got one as.
No, I know that I had like the little thumb wrestling toys and stuff like that. I might have had like a Hulkamania shirt when I was a kid.
Now I've got a decision to make when I go home.
Okay,
because I have a ton of merch to pick from that I have to decide what to wear tonight.
What do you got?
You want me to go through the names for you and you can help
Sure.
me pick? Okay, we got Dolph Ziggler. We've got AJ Styles. We've got Seth Rollins.
Nope. Don't know
We've
him.
got The New Day. We've got... Oh, boy, I'm struggling.
Is that a guy or a team?
That's a team.
Okay.
It's a team. I've got the classic NWO T-shirt.
Wasn't that WCW?
Yes. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah. But, they got bought out by whatever. It's all one, essentially, now. And I have some duplicates of a few of those guys. So, yeah, I think I have 5 or 6 different wrestlers.
Okay.
So I need to decide which one of those to wear, which one is the most relevant. Oh, and I've also got Enzo and Cass. Neither of them with the...
Yeah, one of them beat a woman and the other one is on drugs?
One of them was accused of rape, and charges were never filed.
Okay.
And the other one supposedly had some mental issues regarding, I believe, alcohol abuse, and he is currently out of wrestling right now as well.
Okay.
And I also have a shirt for a disbanded tag team called American Alpha. There were 2 Olympic-level wrestlers who were a
Kurt
tag
Angle?
team. No, but one of them was involved with Kurt Angle. We're not going to get into that storyline. So, Steve...
We don't have the time.
We don't have the time. I mean, I have to go years back into the annals of history to get you caught up. So, Steve, what I have here is a few of the current advertised matches tonight.
So this is not televised?
Not televised, not recorded.
Not recorded. This is its own thing.
Yep, it's called a house show, which they are severely cutting back on because they don't make them any money. And... so they're cutting back on them, so they're going to be more rare to find and more rare to come to town.
So we're going to a rare event tonight.
Sure. So tonight...
because I've heard the commercials on the radio, and they're talking about the nonstop action and the match between this guy and this guy and this person.
Oh, yeah.
So those commercials only air in this market, and they have nothing to do with the overall WWE universe standings.
No,
like
so
when you're
watching
the next time you're watching Raw, they're not. It doesn't matter if a belt changes hands tonight at this event,
right?
It didn't happen.
Does not. That happens once every 10 years, and then they'll usually do something like, his shoulder wasn't down, and they'll flip it back that night because they're not going to do a title change at a house show. But the matches happening tonight, Steve, do reflect the current feuds going on television.
Okay.
And I think so they use these shows today to test out to really be able to work smoother matches on TV and pay-per-views.
So it's practice.
It's really practice.
It's a practice run.
But a lot of times you'll see, hey, this match is taking place and this match is like these two people aren't working together at all on TV. Well, then they're testing out to work on a feud going on TV in coming weeks. So tonight, we have, in our main event of the evening,
oh boy,
your buddy, Daniel Bryan.
The Billy Goat?
The Billy Goat himself, the long-haired...
which is... We've talked about that before. That's a nickname that he does not have that I was convinced he had.
Yep. That is attributed to Steve, Party of One.
That's it's my old buddy interviewed him a couple years back. Talked a lot about...
What'd you ask him about?
Wrestling. Talked every question I asked him was cultivated from your brain.
You did text me that afternoon.
Talked to him about the Yes movement.
Yep, obviously that's a big deal.
I talked to him about his appearance on the TV show. Was it Total Divas?
Total Divas, yeah. I'm there with his wife, former WWE superstar Brie. But the other relationship, the other Bella, that was the one that was engaged to John Cena? That is, yeah. She was...
No go anymore, though, right?
No go. That's all done.
Okay.
That is all done, Steve.
That was a weird thing.
Let's see. You know what? Am I potted up over here on the computer, Steve?
Yeah.
Let me just play the ad for tonight's show.
Oh, boy. I can't wait.
Just a quick 30-second ad about what you're in for tonight here.
Grand Rapids, experience the unparalleled excitement of WWE live.
Unparalleled, baby.
The thrill with non-stop action.
Watch me burn it down.
It's got to be embarrassing to do.
Larger-than-life superstars.
Big dog's always ready.
Big dog.
And the moments that will leave you breathless.
Get ready for when the man comes around.
Don't miss WWE Live Super Show in Grand Rapids on November 23rd. Tickets.
We're not going to give any specifics.
So in that ad, all the images I saw.
That was the ad that, like,
on the radio?
The ad years ago, and when one of the last times WWE was in town, and it was the Big Show, because we had him at the radio station, and he was awesome. An incredible interview with him. And but it was just a bunch of non sequiturs in an ad, and I remember Big Show just said, "This is the most dangerous I've ever been."
It's like, and I think this is a little bit to do with people who make those radio ads and these ads for whatever event, because it's the same way with comedy specials.
Those are the worst.
And I will never understand how it's, Jim Gaffigan. And you're like, oh, Jim Gaffigan's a really, really funny guy. And then, it's a half-second pause, and then you hear Jim Gaffigan, obviously from a special or from a different event, go, "You ever just have a flat tire?"
Yeah, those
live and in person, Jim Gaffigan.
I had nachos for breakfast.
I don't know how they dig through literally hours of material. Hours that these comedians have put out.
The problem is, comedy, it's evolved a bit since Set 'em Up, Knock 'em Down, like Take My Wife, Please.
Right.
So the jokes have a little more context to them. They have a little more oomph. A good joke by a comedian could take 4 or 5 minutes to set up and fully get through. And yeah, when you only have 30 seconds or 60 seconds, it makes it a little difficult. I've never understood why they don't just do like, "Hey, it's Jim Gaffigan. I'm going to be coming to your town, and I can't wait to, make you laugh and chuckle out loud."
Yeah, because they're mostly all part of a tour.
Yeah.
And even if it's a lie, it's, "Hey, I'm Jim Gaffigan. I'll be coming to your town soon. I got a bunch of new material." Whatever. Bunch of anything other than what they do.
Or talk to the comedian and say, "Hey, look, here's what we're doing. We have a 60-second commercial that we're going to be putting on in various markets. Can you come up with a 1 minute or a 50-second comedy bit that we can use in there?" And then you leave the 10 seconds at the end to say, "Hey, it's Jim. I'm going to be in Grand Rapids on the 14th and the 15th. Can't wait to see you at the show. Get tickets at Ticketmaster."
Right. Simple.
Very easy. They're comedians. You'd think that they want to be represented very well. That's like that's how they sell tickets. Somebody hears them on the radio. Mm-hmm. If they hear something funny, they're going to buy a ticket. Now, granted, people who already know Jim Gaffigan are already going to know he's coming to town, and they're going to buy a ticket regardless. But who knows? Maybe you could get a couple more ticket sales if somebody hears something funny.
So, on the listing here, before I get to all the names and matches you can expect tonight, Steve, there are 13 names listed, plus many more is what it says. And in that little 30-second ad right there...
Ronda Rousey, is she going to be there?
In that 30-second video ad, one person
really
is of the video is advertised for tonight. And all the people that talked in there would be big enough that you would advertise their name if they were going to be there. We're not expecting a surprise appearance by Becky Lynch. No, they'd put her name on there because, hey, my 7-year-old daughter loves Becky Lynch. I want to bring to see her. Whatever. So tonight, Steve, your friend Daniel Bryan.
Billy Goat. Think he'll remember me?
Yeah. Yeah, you should definitely, like, if he could, if there's a downtime of noise, you should definitely wear... Daniel! The dog... You remember me? Remember me? Maybe make a poster of like, "Hey, Daniel, you remember me?" And then in parentheses, from the Walmart live
Steve,
event.
from the Meyer remote 2 years ago. Maybe, because I'm sure that there are, I know that the promotions people that were working the event took pictures of me while I was interviewing.
So we got to get one of those, get them on a poster tonight before we go there tonight.
That's all right. We got hometown business FedEx Kinko's right around the corner.
Right down the road.
I'm sure they'll print one out for us.
Taking on for the Universal Championship, Steve. That's a big match. The current champion. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
He's the big dude, right? Is that the guy that flips ambulances?
Nope. That is Braun Strowman. Okay. Not going to be there.
All right.
Also, tonight, Roman Reigns. You heard him in the ad. The big dog. This is his yard. Mm-hmm. Taking on King Corbin.
Oh, boy. Question.
Uh-huh.
How long is this event?
Couple hours.
Two?
2 to 3.
3 hours.
I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I haven't been to a house show in a couple of years.
I'm hoping this is like a Kesha length show.
Oh, if you think you're getting out in 60, you might have the intermission in 60.
There's an intermission. Okay.
Or there has been in the ones I've gone to in years past.
All right. Follow up question.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes?
Flowing.
Okay. So, which brings me on to my next question.
Sure.
We are going out for a couple of pops before this whole thing kicks off, right?
Yeah.
So what time? So the show's at 7:30.
Yeah.
I think we have to be
probably leave around 5-ish.
5:30.
Yep.
Because we got great parking, courtesy of me.
Great tickets.
Great tickets, courtesy of Trevor at the radio station.
Thank you, Trevor.
Trevor, who we will most likely be sitting right next to, because I think. And you don't know Trevor. I think you'll get along with Trevor very well. Trevor loves wrestling. You love wrestling. You guys will be able to reminisce about the glory days of the squared circle or whatever they call it.
Couldn't be less interested.
Oh, that's right. Kyle doesn't make friends.
Remember when Hot Wings farted?
No, this is somebody that works.
Oh God,
for the radio
I know. I just figure. I figure we're dealing with a fanboy.
He works with us. Doesn't care about us whatsoever.
Very good. My kind of guy. He's over the BS. I already love Trevor.
Yeah, he'll most likely call me Stan tonight.
Hey,
Slappy.
Hey, guy. As soon as you get the hey buddy or hey guy treatment.
Hey chief.
Yeah. Hey my man. Steve, I think that should be a fair time.
By 6 o'clock, we are belly up to the bar.
Yep, I'll be wearing my merch.
I will not have my merch
yet.
You'll
be wearing your wife beater and a coat.
Boy, that sounds uncomfortable. Just walking into a bar.
Hey! Touch 2 soda pop, slide them down, eh?
Now, are we going to go back to the scene of the crime? This was, 8 years ago? 9 years ago?
I believe it was 9 years ago, Steve. I mean, if I had a moment or a few moments to dig through Facebook, I would probably be able to find out, because it may have even been longer. Part of me thinks it was around my 21st birthday, which would have been 2008. But nope, that doesn't make sense. Definitely wouldn't have. Definitely wouldn't have known you in 2008.
No, because your internship started in
2010 January.
2010. So yeah, it would have had to have been that year.
So it had to be. I think it was 9 years ago.
When's your birthday?
March.
So
maybe it was So it was March 2011. So it's 8.5 years ago.
Okay.
That's the only explanation I have. 8.5 years ago, Steve, you and I went out. Like we were wont to do back in those days. And we ended up at a local facility, a local bar. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I want to give its name because I'm still very upset.
They don't deserve it, and they haven't paid for the advertising.
And they're very popular.
They are.
They're very popular. And it was 8.5 years ago.
It's not the racist one.
It's not the racist one, just so everybody knows. In town, we don't... I'd go there. I don't care.
They have good sandwiches.
Yeah, really good menu. Good menu. It's always too busy.
Yeah, it is.
You know? Yeah. But anyway, 8.5 years ago, we ended up at this bar, and It was a group. It was not just you and I. I would argue there was 6, maybe 7 people there.
And if you gun to my head, I could not tell you who was there with us.
I remember a few of the names. I want to say our old friend Sam maybe was there.
Oh, Sam. Yeah, before he went...
your former neighborhood cohort, I believe. Didn't he live right around the corner from you?
Sam?
Yeah.
He lived... Yeah, it was about 10 minutes away.
Okay.
Somewhat close to me. Yeah, then Sam went crazy political and just disappeared.
Yeah, don't know.
Into the ether.
Rest in peace, Sam. And
I gotta look him up.
It was.
So I was friends with him for a while.
This wasn't
Facebook.
Our first stop in the night, and we've told this story before, so please bear with us. But there are listeners who have jumped on since episode 5 when we probably discussed this story.
Still alive, by the way. Sam.
Good for him. Rest in peace. So we had been to a bar or two before, or done something before.
Still doing exactly
He hasn't changed.
The same thing. As the reason I unfriended him.
So we were having some beers because this was back. You were drinking beer, if I remember right. Now you're not a huge beer guy.
Yeah, but for a long time, because that's what everyone else did.
Yeah,
drank beer,
and that was your hot take. You unleashed a hot take at the end of Hot Take Summer this year that said all beer tastes like crap.
Yeah, and now from time to time I'll still have a beer. I don't.
You don't prefer it though.
I don't prefer it.
And that's fine.
Not. Yeah, it's not the best.
So we'd had a few drinks, and if you've listened to this podcast, it's not much different than the way our conversations will go when we're not recording. They're kind of wayward. They end up in weird places. We told the story not too long ago about how we ended up getting our wives involved in ranking fruit.
Yeah, there's never, with any discussion that takes place either on this podcast or off the podcast, there's never the direct line from A to B.
No. I mean, the closest I can get to describe of how and why we were ranking fruit is that we were at an apple orchard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it. And we were trying to put apples into a tier.
I think both of us, to some extent, have like ADHD.
Probably, yeah.
In my case, undiagnosed. I don't know about your case, but yeah, like it's just bam, 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 bam,
yep.
Rapid fire.
Yep, wandering minds a little bit.
Yeah,
and so the topic had come up at this night out: the Mighty Ducks,
greatest movie of a generation.
Some would say the greatest movie trilogy of a generation.
Some would
say the greatest movie and sequel of a generation. They prefer to forget number 3.
Is that when they
went to college? And they were all on the junior varsity team, and they took on the varsity team one morning in like an ice rink that apparently had 4.5 feet tall fog on the ice rink.
Yeah.
And of course, who was at the center of that disaster? Adam Banks. Scumbag. For another time.
Yeah.
For another time.
I mean, look, Banks was a hawk.
Through and through. Banks is and never will be a mighty duck.
Yeah. He wasn't there when it was just D7.
No. He wasn't in, the rollerblading sequence in number 2 when they're getting the gang back together.
No, not at all.
Because they all had to go over to, Rolling Hills subdivision of rich houses to get Banks.
Yeah.
And then he got in, Daddy's Jaguar and drove down to the rink. So,
while I appreciate Banks's contributions to the Ducks, he was never a duck.
He was never a duck. He was a duck in Jersey only for a temporary time. So we were talking about this, and again, this is what I'm talking about. This is how it goes. We're discussing the Mighty Ducks as a group of mid-20-somethings are wont to do when they're out at a bar, and being somewhat dry. I was never fully like blacking out, falling off of. I never got that way. I didn't like that. So when I would start to feel a buzz, I would typically stop, but I would feel it, right?
Yeah.
And I was a little bit aggravated talking about the Mighty Ducks. And so we started. I don't remember how it started. I'm not going to sit here and take credit for this stupid thing to take credit for.
Could have been any one of us.
Started a chant that you hear in the movies. Quack. 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 Quack.
And then
Go Ducks!
And the whole crowd goes wild.
And maybe this is some revisionist history in my brain. I feel like there were tables around us, Steve. People around us who, when we started, it was quack.
Everybody joined in.
They start banging their hands on their table.
Like beer glasses clanking together.
And I'm looking around, and I'm flush red in the face, mostly from booze. And I'm seeing people go quack, quack. And I'm like, yeah, this is our moment. This is our moment.
This is the greatest thing I've ever done.
So now I'm amped up. I'm a little bit fired. I'm a little bit on fire right now. I can feel the electricity in my fingertips. And the chant ends in "Go Ducks," like you just heard. But it didn't end there. I simply yelled, "Bleep the Hawks."
I mean, as you should.
Because listen, the Hawks aren't just a one-time rival. The Hawks are a lifelong mortal enemy of the Ducks.
Just because the district lines were redrawn doesn't make Adam Banks a Duck.
No.
It doesn't.
It never will. Adam Banks is and forever will be a Hawk.
Yeah.
Okay? And that slime bag of an old man listen, not happy. So I yell that, and in my memory, there's a roar. Right?
I remember it well.
The bar crowd roars. It builds from a simmer to a yeah!
It's like when you're watching, like you turn on ESPN while the World Cup is going on, and they have those shots from like inside
it's the best.
Inside an Irish pub.
Yep.
Watching the final match.
Yep.
And they just go insane. That's pretty much what it was.
It's beautiful. And I thought nothing more of it. I thought that was the end. And hopefully those fine patrons at that bar will remember for years to come the time they were able to partake.
I wonder if there's anybody that would remember that. Like there was a fly on the wall there.
So they, I don't know. We just went out for a late dinner. We had a babysitter. And there's one table of drunk a-holes.
Started quacking.
And at that point, if you were in your, 30s even, you probably didn't have the same nostalgia or even know about the Mighty Ducks from 1994.
No.
Because you're probably too old at that point to even be on your radar, right?
Yeah.
So I thought nothing more of it. We sat back down on our stools and continued our evening, and then we were planning on leaving anyway. We got our tabs. We were on to the next thing, or on to the end of the night. We got our tabs, paid our tabs.
Yeah.
And then the waitress came over. Mm-hmm. And I forget the exact wording because all I saw was red. But it was something along the lines of, yeah, we're going to need you guys to leave. Well, that's weird. You definitely just got your tip on this here check. And now you're saying we've got to leave.
Yeah, convenient how that worked out.
All because of quack chant? Now listen, if you're going to tell me I'm the only person who cursed probably too loud in that bar that night, I'd tell you we're not in a library.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bar on a Friday night or Saturday night.
It was 9 to 10 o'clock. This wasn't, 4 to 6-year-old, out with their parents and coloring on their kids' menu.
Right.
Okay? So I don't feel bad about that. I really don't. It doesn't, if you're offended by that, you shouldn't be offended by that. If it bothered you a little bit, that I understand. Mm-hmm. Hey, I didn't come out here to be yelled at, from 3 feet away from two jerks, standing on a table yelling quack. That I understand.
Oh, do we wear... I bet we have time to pick up some Mighty Ducks jerseys.
Like the current actual hockey?
No, like the Disney ones.
How do you propose we get those in 9 hours?
I bet a store...
Less than that because we're wearing these when we go out.
I bet that there's a store that has them in stock.
If you can find it, I'll buy. And we'll go. Because what you proposed to me last week, and it was summarily ignored on my end. So you came back to the well looking for answers yesterday when you texted me.
You want a Conway jersey?
No, you can't go Charlie Conway. Good God. I need one of the Bash Brothers.
What were their names?
I don't know. Does anybody remember their names? They were the Bash Brothers. If you have one without the other, they're worthless.
Oh, you got Fulton Reed. Fulton Reed was one of them. We could get a Goldberg jersey. Boy, God knows he needs the money these days. He is in rough shape.
about Julie the Cat?
Oh, Gaffney, right?
Julie the Cat Gaffney. They got a Gaffney jersey. Dean Portman was the other one.
Dean Portman
was the like the dreamboat one. He had like the
long
curly
hair.
slick back, and I think Portman was the one who, when he got kicked out, he ripped off his jersey and was standing on the bench. Right?
Yep.
I want a Portman jersey.
Looks like there's a store called Hockey World here in Grand Rapids.
Really?
May have to give them a call.
Yeah, see if they've got any in stock. What's the price point? Doable?
Don't know, because it just listed... we can call them right now. You want to call them right now?
I've heard... Yes.
I'm going to need that.
You're going to... Oh, yeah, you want to pot it down so it doesn't jolt everybody's ears?
Right. Oh, boy. I'm glad that I unplugged it.
So, again, this is a local hockey store that
Yeah.
very well may have Mighty Ducks jerseys in stock for us.
Yeah.
In case we are on a time crunch, so in case you didn't understand, this is another week. We're not going to get to the Fast Five.
Man, I actually have it this week.
I have an idea, Steve. I'm going to propose it to you
Why don't
tonight.
we could do Fast Five, Hard Out, Fast Five, in
Not
7
interested.
minutes. Okay. We do a video Fast Five tonight at the bar.
Very possibly.
Okay.
I have an idea to propose to you regarding the podcast and the Fast Five that I'll get to so that people won't be mad at us when we miss it.
Okay. All right. Need access to your microphone. Allow. Oh, boy, this is going very well already.
Man, thank God you updated that computer. New operating system, huh?
Oh, hey.
You want to use your name? Like your status? I don't know if you've heard that on a radio show.
Come on, pick up.
Man. Leave it to two idiots the day of. And again, so this is for about an hour.
Thanks for calling Pirani's Hockey World, your team sales headquarters. This is Steve. How can I help you?
Hey, Steve, I was hoping you could tell me if you had any Mighty Ducks jerseys in stock by any chance.
I don't believe so. Basically, all we have are Red Wing.
All right. Well, I appreciate your help. Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
All right, bye.
Oh, that dream died quick.
Well, there's other stores on the list. Better start calling.
Red Wings. They suck. Like, diversify today. The Red Wings suck. Wouldn't you want something like, if I'm going past a storefront and I see something with the Red Wings on it right now, I'm moving past it.
Yeah.
But if I see Conway and Portman and Goldberg and Gaffney on the front with Mighty, I'm walking in. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right.
By the way, he definitely thought you meant Anaheim.
Well, I guess it doesn't really matter to me if it's the green Ducks jerseys from the movie or the Anaheim Ducks jerseys, like the jerseys that they had when they first came into the league.
Right.
It was like the diagonal stripe, and then it was like teal on the bottom.
We're just a day or two too late to get them from Amazon, aren't we? Yes, we are.
Don't they have same day delivery? Oh,
not for this.
I bet if we drove to Chicago, ordered one, had it dropped off on one of those Amazon lockers.
Like, these are the vintage. Yeah, you can get, man.
Which one are you looking at?
The one I've got is Conway up.
Oh, okay. That's a good looking jersey.
It's a good looking jersey, and it's affordable. If we had thought about this weeks in advance. Well, in fairness, we didn't know we were going until probably Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then we ignored it until yesterday when we decided to talk about when we should go.
Yeah.
Well, that's that.
Thanks for calling Dick's Sporting Goods. For store hours, press 1. For directions to the stores, press 2.
Yeah, that's what I need.
To
Nobody has
speak with an
GPS on their
associate,
phone
press
anymore.
0. For inquiries about in-store...
Oh, that would have been the one to hit. It sounds like inquiries about in-store merchandise.
Thank you for calling Dick's Sporting Goods. This is Josh. How can I help you today?
Hey, Josh, I was hoping you could tell me if you had any Anaheim Ducks jerseys in stock by any chance.
Unfortunately, we do not. We just carry our local teams.
All right. I appreciate your help.
They suck, Josh.
Thanks. Bye.
They suck. How can I be the only one to understand this? For God's sake, man.
Come on, guys. Looks like the dream may die tonight.
Man.
I have an Anaheim Ducks jersey, too. Or I had one, like, back in the day.
Oh, did you?
And I'm sure that it's still packed in a box at my mom's house.
Man. Well, we will have to we'll revisit, because So I don't know. There's a good chance we may return to the scene of the crime tonight.
Are we going to be social media active tonight?
I think so.
Maybe tweeting out a video or two here and there, telling people to come on out and have a pop with us?
Nope.
You heard it here first, folks. Nope.
I'd be okay with that. I doubt anybody will happen to be out and in the area, but we can mention it when right before
I don't doubt
there.
that at all. I think that there will definitely be people out that'll
come out, buy Steve and I a drink.
Is that how it works?
Yes. We'll quack with you.
Yeah.
At the scene of the crime.
Yeah. Extra points if you buy us a tall, frothy glass of pond scum.
Extra points. Before we did bail out of here, I did want to quickly mention, Steve, we had a few polls that we posted last week.
Oh, did we?
A few polls I wanted to get to.
Posted during the recording of the podcast. Do we have any up yet this week?
No, I have not posted any, actually. Okay. Yeah, I usually try to post them as we go when things come up, but we haven't disagreed on much.
Well, that's not true.
Here this week so far. So last week, Steve, we had just two of them. Regarding you and Annette's dinner plans, are you okay with waiting an hour for a table at a restaurant?
Yeah.
And I think I told you off air. I think context here may have killed you.
Sure. Yeah, because we walked in there knowing that it was Friday. It was a Friday night. We knew that there was going to be a wait. It was just a matter of whether we would wait in the restaurant, like have a drink at the bar and wait, or if it was long enough where we actually left, we went down the street for about an hour and had a drink there.
Well, 85% say they would not wait. 85%.
Yeah, that's surprising.
300 plus votes on that. I think a lot of it is because we're in a day and age now where there's like 15 apps that you can put your name in line for when you're even at home.
And this is definitely one of them because I remember I had looked up earlier in the week because it's a fairly popular restaurant. The couple times I've been there, it's always been packed. So I thought maybe I can like get a reservation or something. So I looked at their website and it says no reservation. Like they just don't take them.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, as we walked in, Annette said the same thing. She's like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure that I think they're on the Yelp app. We could have put our name in there." But even then, it probably would have saved us 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So it was no big deal.
You enjoyed yourself nonetheless.
Had a great time.
And the other question we posted, I'm guessing this came up when we were comparing cupcakes to Big Macs. And one of the dumbest things we've talked about in recent memory.
Yeah.
Cupcakes or cake? An age-old question.
I think cake. I'm
cake.
a big fan of cake.
I go cake, and I described my issues with frosting on cupcakes.
Yeah, I just don't like when the frosting sits too high on the cupcake because then you don't know.
It's way too much.
Like, do I just eat the frosting off in one bite?
Yeah.
Because I like cake because you're getting equal amounts cake as icing.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about it, getting in your eye because when the frosting sits about 13 inches high and you just, it's all over my face. Now I feel like a child. Well,
that would be something that so Kyle would do.
Oh, Kyle would have a piece of cupcake all over his ear. Like a cupcake hanging off his ear. Not an earring.
Philip, if you can update that.
Yeah, please. 59% of people, Steve, agree with us.
Good.
That cake is superior.
Cake is far superior
to cupcakes.
I don't mind it. Look, if I'm at a party and it's a choice between cupcakes and dog crap, I'm going cupcake.
I'm not saying no to a cupcake. I'm just saying if there's a cupcake on a table and a piece of cake on a table, I'm going to the piece of cake.
I may eat the cupcake with a fork. I know that that's taboo.
Right.
I know that a lot of people don't like to talk about that.
Yeah. I would probably eat the cupcake and then go back and get a piece of cake. I'm not opposed to sweets.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
So those are polls this week at Steve and Kyle on Facebook and Twitter.
We're going to have any polls for this week? Doesn't seem like it, right?
No, it doesn't seem like it unless you want to yell something stupid and I can call you dumb.
Big update next week on some changes coming to the Zach.
Oh, God. I hope it's a geriatric couple. So I don't have to watch this fawning over a new neighbor garbage again.
Well, I guess you're just going to have to wait and find out.
That's tease, folks. This guy works in radio.
Solid tease, everybody.
That's not even 80-20. That's like 40-60. I don't know anything.
All right. So if you still want to be in on the 4th annual Steve and Kyle podcast Cloak and Dagger non-denominational winter solstice gift exchange, you have just this week to either DM us on Twitter or send us a message on Facebook and let us know that you are in. I guess you can message us on... Didn't you get one on Snapchat too?
Yeah, we got someone in on Snapchat. Just don't send us an email because it's a waste.
I got a text from a bit of a podcast celebrity.
Yeah, friend of the show, Bob, known for Bob Time. Taking his time everywhere he goes.
Taking his time. Yeah, this will take an hour. 4 hours later.
And 3 trips later.
Bob said he is in for the gift exchange. So one of you out there is going to get a gift from a celebrity.
And again, if you join, you have a decent chance at getting one of these signed posters mailed to you as well during the holiday season.
Yeah, we're going to start sending them out in about a week or two.
I kind of like the Steve and Kyle podcast giveaways. Last year, we gave away ornaments. Do you remember? Somebody made an ornament. And if you got an ornament last year and you're putting that up on your tree, make sure to send us a picture of how that looks as you put up your tree this year.
Maybe hang it around the angel's neck.
Yeah, if it's not on the star, I don't want to be disrespected and be like where the dog can chew me by a candy cane, okay? Prime position for the Steve and Kyle podcast ornament.
So send us like I said, DM on Twitter or message on Facebook. We just need your first and last name and your mailing address, and within about a week and a half, you're going to receive the information for the person you've been paired up with. So send us that on Twitter, at Steve and Kyle, Facebook, at Steve and Kyle, Instagram, at Steve and Kyle. Get those messages in, and we will talk to you next week.